Hello and welcome. I'm Neal, pastor of First Baptist Church, Quitman, Mississippi. Welcome to another of our midweek updates and devotional thoughts as we keep serving the Lord and doing the things we do here at First Baptist Church, Quitman. Thanks for tuning in to this, whether you're on Facebook or hopefully you're on our website, fbcquitman.net. Even if you've always watched this on Facebook, we're also on YouTube, but we would really like you to go to our website, fbcquitman.net. You can learn about us and see some other things, see worship services, see our Wednesday night adult study in the book of Revelation. And so we would love for you to go to that. But however you find us, we're glad you found us from wherever you are. And if you're here in the Quitman-Clark County area, we'd love to see you in person. So come by and find us and worship with us. 9 o'clock Bible study on Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock worship on Sunday mornings, and then our Wednesday evening schedule. And look, this coming Wednesday, not tonight, today is actually August 4th, but next Wednesday night, August 11th, 6 o'clock, the fall schedule starts back. Can you believe we're saying that? The fall schedule begins on Wednesday night, August 11th, next Wednesday night. We call our children and youth ministries next generation. And they are the future. They are the future. School teachers and business leaders and politicians and church leaders. Somewhere out there is a future representative, congressman, mayor, governor, president. And so we feel like it's very important to minister to the next generation. And one of the ways we do that, we do it in a lot of ways, but one of the ways we do that is with our Next Gen ministries on Wednesday nights, 6 o'clock. There's Bible study. There are lessons on missions. There's also children's choirs. And so a lot going on for children. And then our youth meet out in our gym, in their youth room, and that's also 6 o'clock on Wednesdays, and they're cranking back up for the fall. And it's just an exciting time as school teachers are back and students are getting ready to go back to school. And so it's an exciting time everywhere in our culture, but especially at church. And we would encourage you to be a part of First Baptist Church. 9 o'clock Bible study, 10 o'clock worship on Sundays, 6 o'clock children's activities, 6 o'clock youth activities, 6 o'clock adult prayer meeting and Bible study, 6 o'clock choir ministries, music ministries on Wednesday nights. A place for everyone. Let me address just very briefly the questions that we're hearing about COVID. And we want to be in prayer for those who are dealing with this Delta variant. There are people that are struggling with that. There are people struggling on whether or not to get the vaccine. My wife and I have been vaccinated. Many people, I would venture to say most people here at First Baptist Church have been vaccinated. And so that's between you and your spouse, your family, and God as to whether or not you're going to be vaccinated. I felt like it was the right thing for me. But you've got to make that choice as to whether or not to be vaccinated. So number one, we need to pray for wisdom for one another to know exactly what to do. The other part of that is, as an organization for our church, we're being asked, what is the church doing with the new rise in numbers, and if the school ends up requiring masks, are we going to require masks? And so you have all those questions, just like we had this time last year. Let me very briefly answer that question. Unless we go under a governor's executive order mask mandate, we are not going to require masks here at First Baptist Church. Like I said, unless we go under a mask mandate that we feel like we should be compliant and submissive to authority over us. But the CDC and Dr. Fauci and Thomas Dodd and the local school board and none of those organizations are authorities over us. The governor would be if he signed an executive order for a mask mandate. So we're watching the numbers. We're paying very close attention to it. We're not taking it lightly. We understand that there's still a degree of fear out there. There's also a fear of overreacting and shutting down when that's unnecessary. So we're paying very close attention to the whole question. But as of right now, there's no mandate, there's no requirement here at First Baptist Church to wear a mask. We're not socially distancing. We do encourage you, if you feel uneasy, wear a mask. That's your choice. We're not requiring it, but we're not going to make fun of you if you do. We even have masks here at the church that we will give you if that's your choice. And then the extreme of that is if you choose to stay away, then we respect that. You can always tune in to our website and watch worship services. And we hope you don't stay away, but if you do, that's your choice, and we will respect that. These are strange days that we live in, and we want to be very respectful of people's opinions and fears and ideas. But as an organization, there's no mask mandate, there's no social distancing. We're not going to overreact, and we're not going to make sudden judgments unless things drastically change. And if they do, then we will humbly comply and do what we have to do. So we appreciate you understanding that. And like I said, if you want to wear a mask, then pull that mask out and wear it. And nobody's going to make fun of you for doing that. So we want to be safe. We want to be, and please also remember that there are hand sanitizer stations all over the church. So you've got an opportunity to keep your hands clean, and we do as best we can with that whole topic of safety during the COVID era that we live in. I have a friend who he and his wife are vacationing in Yellowstone National Park. And we text one another back and forth last night. And he sent me some pictures, some videos, beautiful, beautiful scenery. I've never been to Yellowstone. I'd like to someday. But he is having a great time celebrating his birthday and just tremendous pictures. One of the video clips he sent me was he and his wife, along with other people, were out doing a short walk. This was, I believe, day before yesterday. So on Monday of this week, they were out having a walk and heard something in some brush above them and to their right. And the video began at that point. And you see the bushes shaking. And then out pops this cute, cuddly little black bear and a little cub. And he hops over a log and he's playing, and then right behind him, here comes another one, hopping around and playing, and they kind of slap at each other and wrestling around, and one would hop up on the log and then hop down, and then the other one would hop up on the log. It's almost like they were playing tag. And you think, wow, how cute and cuddly. You just love to go up to them and pet them. Oh, no, you better not. One of the most dangerous experiences you can have in the woods is to come up on a bear cub, because normally where the cub is, mama's not very far away, and it is a deathly dangerous experience to come in the presence of a cub when mama's there. You sure don't want to come between a mama and her cub. And these cubs look like little teddy bears and yet pose great, great danger. Boy, that'll preach, won't it? And you and I better pay attention to that lesson in our lives, that things that appear cute and cuddly, things that appear like things that we want to embrace and add to our lives and add to our hobbies and add to our lifestyle and add to our routine, some of those cute, cuddly things become very, very dangerous. I was reminded when I saw that video of a passage of Scripture in the book of James. Let me read that to you. James wrote in chapter 1 of James, verse 14, he says, "But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it has conceived, gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death. Do not be deceived." It makes me think of the image of a fisherman. And the fisherman goes out to catch fish, obviously, but the fisherman doesn't just splash around in the water and say, "Come here, fish, come here, fish." That would be a waste of time. The fisherman deceives the fish, and he puts something on a hook that the fish is going to want, something that to the fish looks cute and cuddly. That worm or that cricket or that minnow or an artificial bait or something that looks like a thing the fish would greatly want. And the fish is enticed. It's lured. Just like those cute, cuddly teddy bears looked enticing. They were luring people to get close, take closer pictures, maybe even get a selfie with the cuddly teddy bear. Boy, wouldn't that be a disaster? Well, that worm or cricket or minnow on the hook looks enticing to the fish, and so the fish checks it out, and the fish says, "Ooh, that looks good, that looks delightful, that looks tasty, that looks like something I want." Boom! And the fisherman sets the hook, and at that point, it's just about over. The battle begins, and so often the fisherman lands the fish, and before it's over, the fish ends up in the frying pan. Well, sin does us the same way. Sin is that cute, cuddly teddy bear that wants us to play with it, which would be a deadly experience. Sin is that worm on the hook that is trying to get us to come and take a bite. Oh, just a bite. It'll be good. It'll be tasty. It'll be delightful. It'll be enjoyable. It'll satisfy and fulfill a need and a craving we have. And we take a bite, and Satan sets that hook. So let me just warn you today, we live in a day when there are a lot of things out there that look really enticing, cute and cuddly. And just like that cute and cuddly teddy bear, and just like the worm on the hook, there's danger right behind. So let me warn you, let me challenge you to be very aware of the things that entice you. Check them out, think about them, pray them through before you actually go play with that cute, cuddly teddy bear. That's a good word for us in the day that we live. God bless you. I hope to see you here at First Baptist Church, Quitman. And if not, then check us out on fbcquitman.net. Have a great week.